What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another stimulus update. So we have had a lot of stuff go on today. We know senior citizens, anybody on Social Security is going to be getting their stimulus check most likely next Wednesday on March 31st. That is really good news. We also had President Biden come out today, do his first press conference. So that was really good. Some people say that it was a very interesting talk. Some people say he dodged too many questions. Others say he simply said, and laughed way too much. But it is what it is, and we move on. Now, what we do know is right now, the people that are going to get their next stimulus check, this $1,400 check next week, some of these people are going to be receiving a paper check. Some will be receiving a prepaid debit card, but the majority of these people will be getting a direct deposit right into their accounts. So that is good news. We do know many people are currently struggling right now, and waiting another couple weeks is not a sufficient answer. So this is what lawmakers are saying. They want the IRS to send out this money as quickly as possible. So if you have not seen your $1,400 stimulus check yet, just understand you may see it pending over the next few days, or you may actually see it hit your bank account possibly this weekend. So just keep that in mind. Now, and this is a little odd, this is kind of shocking, but so we don't have exact details as to who said this, but according to multiple aides, Democrats said privately that they are now questioning if they went too big on unemployment as opposed to providing for the elderly. And this was something, I don't know if you guys remember, but this is something that I mentioned probably maybe a couple months ago, was that it made more sense if everyone's saying that the elderly, they are having a very difficult time. So we need to provide them with relief. Well, this $1,400 stimulus check is going to go way too quickly for a lot of these people. The same thing for some of these people that have been out of work for almost a year, and maybe they got very low income before that. And so even these $1,200, $600, and $1,400 stimulus checks are not really getting them back to where they once were. So I said it would make more sense. And I agreed with Republicans. Normally I don't agree with Republicans or Democrats. I try to stay right in the middle. But in this sense, I agreed with Republicans when Republicans said, okay, that they wanted to extend unemployment until the early summer. So something like maybe the end of May, possibly into June, and leave it at that. Okay, if they would have done that, we could have shaved off roughly $100 billion for unemployment benefits. And some lawmakers are currently saying, again, we do not know who said this as of right now. Hopefully we'll get that answer soon. But some were asking, why didn't we decide to shave off a couple months of unemployment? And we could address that later on, because what's happening now is people on Social Security are actually having a difficult time simply because they have to wait. But when you think of it, and this is what a lot of lawmakers were saying initially, was we need to provide immediate relief. How do we provide immediate relief? Well, unemployment benefits that are going to come out in August and the first week of September is not immediate. And this is why some are saying that right now it made no sense to go that far with unemployment benefits and not actually address the current issue and the problems, which are some people on Social Security are not getting enough relief. So I just wanted to point that out because this happens all the time. And I'm not trying to bash Democrats, because this happens when Republicans pass the bills as well. Then they're like, oh, well, maybe we shouldn't have done that. Maybe we shouldn't have went that far. Maybe we shouldn't have done 11 weeks for unemployment. Maybe we should have only done like 8, and then we could have taken some of that money and moved it over here. And again, it happens all the time. Congress passes bills, and then they look back and like, yeah, I think we rushed that. We shouldn't have done that. Now, I'm not saying unemployment should be cut, at the end of May or June. I'm saying they could have done is taken that money, pushed it over into, Social Security, and helped out those people, those 20, 30 million people, and then come April, May, then we could have done another bill and we could have addressed a little bit longer unemployment benefits. But it is what it is. It passed anyway, and we're moving forward. Now, here's something else that passed, and I want to read you a tweet that Nancy Pelosi posted earlier on today. Nancy Pelosi said, and I quote, The American Rescue Plan takes decisive action to curb the devastating poverty rate in the United States by putting money in pockets and supporting families with children. Help is here. Okay, let's dissect this for a second, because she does say, yes, it is going to curb the devastating poverty rate in the United States by putting money in pockets. That is true. And it did do that. It is working, and it's going to provide for many millions of Americans. Well, let's address the next thing, supporting families with children. This means the child tax credit, or in some cases, the $1,400 stimulus check to children. Okay, well, here's what we know. The child tax credit at this point, okay, because this is not necessarily true, what we know right now is the child tax credit is having many issues because, okay, there's a lot of reasons here, but because the IRS Commissioner, Charles Rettig, he is saying that what's happening right now is the IRS is so backed up from 2020 taxes that they're getting pushed further and further behind on 2021. And then when they had to extend the filing deadline from April 15th to May 17th, this caused even more issues. And right now, they're trying to get this child tax credit done before June so people can go into the portal and actually go and either accept or reject the monthly payments and let the IRS know, okay, I have this many children, these are their ages, and so they know exactly how much money you would get. Okay, great. Here's the issue. Some experts believe these payments are not going to start in July. Some are expecting this portal is not going to open in June. This portal will most likely open in July, possibly in August. That's what we're hearing. And experts do believe these payments are not going to come out monthly. These are going to come out quarterly, if any. Now, some Democrats, again, I just want to put this out there because there's some truth to this, but some Democrats are saying that since the IRS Commissioner, Charles Rettig, is a Trump administration holdover, that he could potentially be sabotaging the Democratic legislation. And it's true, he could. However, that might not be the case. Okay, so I just want to put out there because yes, there's talks that yes, this could be a possibility. And honestly, it could. It honestly could. We can't say it's not going to happen or there's no way it could happen. It could happen. But I'm not saying it is for sure. Now, another major piece of legislation that I actually missed, okay, and so, again, sorry for that, but I completely missed this, and it wasn't until I think Congresswoman Cori Bush said this earlier on today, is that there is actually $4.75 billion in an unhoused fund. So what this means is if you are currently behind on rent, whether 1 month, 6 months, 12 months, doesn't matter, you do qualify for rental assistance if you're behind on rent. That is if you are still in that property. If you're still living in that dwelling, then you can qualify for rental assistance. If you move to a different property, different apartment, you don't qualify for the previous rental assistance. Also, because of this, many people have been evicted from their homes. Well, what do you do when you're evicted? You can't go and get rental assistance, so you are stuck paying that bill. But here's what we know. There is a fund, it's called the Unhoused Fund, that has $4.75 billion in it. Okay, it's a small little chunk of the bill, but it does have almost $5 billion in it, and this is going to go and provide relief to those that were evicted from their homes. Now, I do not believe this goes and will help you pay any back rent. I don't think it does that. I believe what the purpose of this is to provide you some money so that you have enough to go and make a down payment, or technically a first month, last month, and deposit. That's technically what this bill is meant for, not to go and make 6 months worth of rent. So it is there. If you know anybody that has been evicted from their home, then make sure you go and let them know this is available, and then go and type this into Google, and you should be able to find all the information there. If you have any additional questions, you can always ask me down in the comment section below. Now, another big thing regarding the next bill is actually coming from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, and he's pushing for his Clean Cars for America initiative. Now, normally I don't bring up stuff like this simply because I know a lot of people don't really care about it. However, I wanted to bring this up because as an investor, as a stock trader, as a, whatever you want to call me, right? as somebody that does trade stocks almost on a daily basis, one of the things I can tell you is I'm always looking to see what's happening in the next bill because it does impact our finances. Here's what we know. Currently, okay, I have a GMC Yukon that, it's not great on gas. It honestly isn't great on gas. Okay, it's a very nice car, not great on gas. Here's the issue. Okay, what we are going to see from Chuck Schumer's Clean Cars for America initiative is this is going to have an impact on pretty much everything. Climate change. We're going to see that in this initiative, he's going to push for probably tax credits for purchasing any electric vehicle, like a Tesla, maybe a Lucid Motors, things like that. Any electric vehicle, right? Doesn't matter if you're riding around in a little Nissan, Soul or whatever, right? You can use this. You can get some type of tax credit. Okay, great. Well, there's also going to be more charging stations, which you put in across the United States. Well, this is going to impact pretty much the EV space. So if you are an investor, if you invest in Tesla, any type of charging company, then yes, this is going to impact you, and now would be a good time to invest, as stocks are still fairly low compared to what they could be once all this stuff is passed. And now, here's the big one. This is the reason why I brought up why I drive a GMC Yukon, because it's not great on gas. It honestly isn't. Well, what's most likely going to happen is we are going to see a major gas tax as well from this. So I just want to bring that up to you because what we know is, yes, gas prices are increasing. Many people are going to use their $1,400 stimulus check to pay for bills, to pay for back rent, put food on the table, but it's also going to eat, the gas prices right now are going to eat into your $1,400 stimulus check. I guarantee it. So what you need to understand right now is maybe purchasing a new car at this point is not the best idea. Maybe purchasing another gas car is not a good idea as well. Maybe you should wait a few months and see what happens. So just wanted to put that out there. But as always, if you have any additional questions, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. I just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I'll see you guys on the next one.